Today marks 6 months of Azerbaijan's blockade of Artsakh, which has prompted severe humanitarian consequences for Artsakh's Armenians. Since the beginning of the blockade, nearly 1,500 people have been deprived of the opportunity to receive medical treatment. However, about 440 patients have been transferred to Armenia with the assistance of the Red Cross and Russian peacekeepers. The blockade has also led to a separation of nearly 4,000 people, including 550 children, from their homes. The blockade has caused major disruptions in gas and electricity supply, leading to daily blackouts and emergency shutdowns. According to Stepanakert, around 20% of businesses have been shut down, and the economy of Artsakh suffered a loss of more than $340 million. More than 10,000 people have lost jobs and sources of income as a result of the blockade and disruptions to vital infrastructure. The authorities in Artsakh have repeatedly called on the international community to take immediate action. Today, Azerbaijani units opened fire toward Armenian positions near Sotk, as reported by Armenia's defense ministry. The MOD statement went on to say that there are no casualties on the Armenian side. Since mid-April, violent clashes have repeatedly broken out between the Armenian and Azerbaijani forces around Sotk, home to the largest gold deposit in the South Caucasus. Shelling last month near the mine left casualties on both sides. In late May, the Russian company that operates the mine said it had partially suspended operations, citing Azerbaijani shelling. Azerbaijani soldier Huseyn Akhundov admitted to killing an Armenian civilian at the start of his murder trial last Friday, according to his lawyer. Akhundov is also accused of illegally crossing into Armenia and smuggling weapons into the country. The trial is being held behind closed doors due to concerns about state secrets. Despite a request from the victim's family for an open trial, Akhundov's lawyer indicated a verdict may come down at the next hearing scheduled for the end of June. Akhundov is one of 2 Azerbaijani soldiers who crossed into Armenia in April, apparently after getting lost in bad weather. The other soldier, Akshin Babirov, was apprehended days before Akhundov was found. He has already been sentenced to 11.5 years in prison for illegally crossing the border and smuggling weapons. There are discussions in Armenia about the possibility of exchanging 2 Azerbaijani servicemen for Armenian prisoners of war held in Azerbaijan. But Yerevan has indicated that such an exchange is not possible while the trial is ongoing. Last week, a new museum presenting the history, cultural values, and lifestyles of the Malakans, the Chaibushka Malakan Heritage Museum, was opened in the village of Fialetova in Armenia's northern Lori region. The museum was created with the support of the European Union and Germany. Fialetova was founded in the late 1830s. While during the Soviet period, around 30 Malakan villages existed in Armenia, nowadays, Fialetova is one of the few remaining villages inhabited exclusively by Malakans. Malakans are a member of a Russian spiritual Christian sect and were first sent to Armenia by the Russian government in the 19th century. Feel free to check out the latest edition of CivilNet's weekly business digest, where we look into Armenia's falling inflation rate, measures taken by several Armenian banks to block Russian companies from conducting payments for imported electronics, and Team Telecom's move to become the country's first mobile network operator to go public. You can also watch part 1 of CivilNet's coverage of the Cow's Garden or Goveru Bartes issue in Jerusalem, where we unpack this complex situation and the protest movement that began after it came to light that 25% of the Armenian quarter has been leased off for 99 years. You can find both our videos on our website and YouTube channel. And be sure to stay tuned for part 2, where we look at why the Cow's Garden issue is also being opposed by Palestinian, Jordanian, Greek, and Jewish voices. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, and the region.